to do what the administration did during their first term. That was to say, you've got to have a doctor's appointment to be able to get access to this drug. This drug, contrary to how the abortionists talk about, is not as safe as Tylenol. I hear that myth all the time thrown around. Well, these drugs are as safe as Tylenol. They're as safe as Tylenol. Let me make this very clear. If you use mifepristone according to label and use Tylenol according to label, there is an 8,000% chance difference that you will end up in the emergency room using mifepristone according to label and using Tylenol according to label. 8,000% higher risk using mifepristone. This is not as safe as Tylenol. This is a drug that takes the life of every child. So there is always a death that's involved in this drug, but is also incredibly dangerous for the mom as well. We think that we should require a doctor to be able to connect with, to be able to get access to this drug. And in my state, we're going to just say all children are valuable as well in the process. So we're speaking out on this. We're challenging the administration. We're challenging HHS and FDA to live up to our values. And if we're going to have states, the ability for states to make decisions, which is what the Supreme Court has said, allow the states to be able to make the decisions from there, to be able to honor and value every single child. Tony, thanks for your leadership in this.
Thank you, Senator Langford. Appreciate your consistency and courage on this issue. I also want to recognize and thank Senator Bill Cassidy from my home state of Louisiana. I've known Senator Cassidy since he was a teaching doctor at our public health system. But he, as chairman of the Help Committee, he has put a spotlight on this. And I'm grateful for the hearing he had today, drawing attention to the need for the change in the policy. Senator Cassidy.
Thank you, Tony. Tony mentioned that I'm a doctor. And what I found is that people are trying to make this clinical in a way that is bad, because they're trying to pretend, as Senator Langford said, that this is no different than a Tylenol. No, our hearing today was to inform people this is quite different than Tylenol. Aside from the child that dies, there is a risk of complications of the mother's part, that the complications which can be severe, particularly the fact that the pill is being prescribed to women who are beyond the 10-year limit as to when it should be taken. Women are taking this in the 20th week of their pregnancy, and they're not supposed to take it after the 10th week in their pregnancy. And so that brings me to the next point. As a doctor, I think it's essential that there be human contact before the pill is prescribed, that the doctor have a chance to speak to the woman and make sure that she understands that this is an abortion. She's going to lose her child, because some women, frankly, under pressure, don't quite comprehend what that means, that there are potential complications, but also to make sure that she's not being coerced. And that'll bring me to my third point. We have to treat folks like humans. Right now, you're going to hear that women are being literally coerced to take this. Liz Murrow did a great job in the hearing speaking about folks who are being coerced. I talked to Tony Clayton last night, the prosecuting attorney in Point Coupee Parish, of a young girl, 16 years old, who was going to have a gender reveal party, and instead her mother forced her to take this pill. Now think about that. Think about the humanity of this situation. I can't put it as well as Tony, but we can all comprehend that. You go from a gender reveal to a child born in the toilet. We have a need to inform our fellow citizens to go back to that in-person visit. And I join the call, if you will, for Commissioner McCarry and HHS Secretary Kennedy to mandate that once more. Why? Because the humanity of so many people depend upon it. Thanks, Tony.
We were just hearing from Senator Bill Cassidy and other pro-life lawmakers and advocates as they're urging the FDA to end what they're saying is the Biden era